gefilte fish. We eat Moroccan fish balls, which are basically ground up fish with some spices, herbs, and we make a rich, delicious tomato sauce to go with it. You cook the balls into the sauce, and this is a dish you can make the day before. You can make it 2 days before and store it in the refrigerator, and it should be just fine. I have seen that there are many people on Facebook that say that they make it. They boil the balls and freeze them a couple weeks before, and then they drop the balls into the sauce and cook them in the oven, and that works for them, and they said not fishy at all. So this is a very, very typical Moroccan dish. As the Spice Girls, we try to simplify and make things healthier, not as much oil, not as much fat. We try to take out some of the steps, like for Pesach, we made stuffed artichokes and we didn't fry them. We dipped them in potato starch and we baked them in a sauce.
And they were great.
So I'm not going to ask you to boil the balls and then cook them in the tomato sauce because it's just an extra step. You can just make your sauce and drop them in, and you can cook them in a large pot on the stove, or I put them in the oven and they're just fine. You cover them and you cook them. And so typically I'm going to go ahead and start with the sauce. I have some oil with finely grated onion. And I'm going to use tomato puree.
I think that's one of the most amazing things about Sephardic food is the use of lots and lots of onions, tomato, garlic. It's such a healthy cuisine.
So this sauce, I like to put olives, green olives. Some people don't like to have olives on the table at all for Rosh Hashanah. It's a superstition. I won't get into the crazy Moroccan superstitions, but you can do green olives, just don't do black olives. Yeah. And I'm putting in a can of chopped tomatoes, diced tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and just put in all my spices as well. I have paprika again, cumin,
Pepper?
I put white pepper, just it's a thing. My mother would never, for Rosh Hashanah, cook with black pepper. Okay. This is harissa, and the recipe calls, I think, for 1 or 2 tablespoons. You can get as hot, or you can just leave it out. If you want to add more, you can add more. So I'm going to add my olives, and this is your call. You can do olives. You don't have to do olives. You can put the whole can. You can put half a can. You can put 2 cans.
You don't rinse them?
I do. That's what I had in here. Yeah. So they're rinsed. I just wanted to show you this. I got them sliced, but you could put them whole. No big deal, no rules.
Gives it a beautiful briny flavor.
Yeah. Also, typically, I like to put preserved lemon in my sauces because it just gives it like this punch of flavor, like you just can't believe.
Umami flavor is what it is.
So, if you go on our Instagram or Facebook, we have how to make your preserved lemons, but it takes about a month to get there. A month to 6 weeks. And so you're constantly making jars and keeping them because you're always using them and having them on hand. So my son took my preserved lemons because he's a chef. And so Sharon and I have a hack for you because now next week is Rosh Hashanah, so we don't have time, right? Take some lemons, thinly slice them, put them in a bag, put like a cup of kosher salt, like go over the top with the salt. Don't worry about it. Put them in the freezer for like 1 or 2 days. And when you take them out, they're super tender. And we just did this last night, so it needs a couple days. But they're awesome, and they're basically preserved. They're just not as soft and dark as if you left them in the fridge.
Can I tell them why they should be eating this? Because right now, we're in a time where we all have to look after our immune system brined food, it's really good for your gut.
So I don't think I put it in the recipe, but I'm gonna go ahead and put, this is about a 1/4 cup of chopped up lemon, and it's the whole peel and the pulp. Okay, so you're just gonna put it in my sauce, and it's gonna cook in there. So now let's let that cook, simmer, while we move on to the fish balls. So typically you're gonna want to use white fish and salmon. I think I didn't put salmon on there, but it's nice to mix the two because with the salmon you get a little more fat than the white fish gives you, and a nice color. It won't be like this, just plain white. So here I could not find white fish, and that's really my favorite, but I found sea bass.